Now at 6.
A music amphitheater is coming to West Macon soon. I'll tell you what this $100 million project means for you.
You think you found the person and something just happens. They don't show up for the interview, you know.
The restaurant industry still struggling to get positions filled. How the city of Perry is planning to help and what business owners have to say.
I like gun practice. It's fun.
A group of Warner Robins athletes getting ready for the Special Olympics this fall. We'll show you how in a story that comes straight from the heart. 13 WMAZ News at 6 starts now. Bibb County is hoping for a new future for the Macon Mall and the city's Eisenhower Parkway corridor. Today, Whole Property Group, the owners of the mall, said they're donating the building to Macon-Bibb County.
Mayor Lester Miller announced a $100 million investment and plans for a music amphitheater, hoping to spark a revitalization of Eisenhower Parkway. Tonight, we have team coverage of today's announcement. Kayla Solomon is standing by with reaction from people living near the mall. And we begin with Molly Jett, who was at today's announcement. She joins us live with what county leaders had to say.
A music amphitheater is the centerpiece of this plan, which Mayor Miller and others say will help revive the West Macon area around the Macon Mall. Mayor Lester Miller of Macon-Bibb County says he met his future wife at the Macon Mall. He made a lot of memories and is very passionate about the area.
South Bibb County, Bloomfield, this area has always been my home.
But Miller says the city's Eisenhower Parkway corridor hasn't been being used to its full potential. That's why he's happy about this $100 million project. That number includes the value of the mall, which its owners are donating to the county.
Not one additional tax penny will go into developing this project. This is a public-private project.
Miller's plans include building a music amphitheater, creating workspace for the film industry, government offices, and more retail. All of that would move into the current mall building. District 9 Commissioner Al Tillman is excited to see new life for the neighborhood.
This side of town deserves and to be afforded the same opportunities as those that's living in other areas. This is a beautiful mall. This is a beautiful place. This is historic.
Miller says bringing the Eisenhower Parkway area back to life will help bring the city together.
And Macon has something to be excited about, and it's in a different part of Macon. I meant what I said is that Macon has been called a tale of two cities, but we're one Macon. People are starting to take notice all across the state, all across the southeast United States, that we're making a real impact. Macon is truly back, and we're back together.
One more hint about these plans for the mall site. Miller says it could also be a host for the area's largest pickleball center. Live in Macon, Molly Jett, 13 WMAZ News.
All right, thank you, Molly. Executive Director for the Eisenhower Business Improvement District, Jamie Arnold, says right now they are in the middle of a market study aimed at bringing in businesses.
Bibb County leaders say they have not selected a contract or drawn up plans for the amphitheater, and they have not set a date to break ground. Many of you have been talking about this announcement on our Facebook page. Lachelle says finally something to generate revenue in Macon instead of increasing taxes. Kelly added she's glad they are doing something rather than just abandoning the area.
Tony commented they're looking forward to those positive changes. Best wishes. And Charles said it should have been done years ago. Better late than never, I guess. But this plan is not just about Macon Mall and Eisenhower Parkway. If successful, it would positively impact the entire West Macon area.
Kayla Solomon spoke to one longtime West Macon resident and business owner, and Kayla joins us now live.
Yep. If you drive around West Macon, you'll see a few shopping centers like the one I'm standing in off of Montpelier Avenue. This one sits right off of Pionona Avenue. I spoke to LJ Malone. He's currently the owner of Habersham Records and a longtime West Macon resident. He says the Macon Mall was once a hangout spot and destination for people coming from out of town and across central Georgia. He says the announcement today could bring back businesses and tourism to West Macon.
I mean, it shows intentionality. I mean, most of the development that happens right now is downtown Macon or North Macon. So it shows that people actually care about the places where other people are in Macon. So yeah, we need this.
Malone says Habersham Record has been a staple here in West Macon for the last 50 years. So an increase in business in general for the area could also mean an increase in business for his business. Reporting live in Macon, Kayla Solomon, 13 WMAZ News.
Thanks a lot, Kayla. If you want to watch the full announcement, we have it on our website, 13WMAZ.com.
A lot of rain across central Georgia today. It continues now in downtown Macon. Yes, that is downtown Macon, although it looks like a gray screen right now. It's heavy at times across the area. Temperature of 72 degrees right now. Yeah, that's it. We only got into the middle 80s this afternoon. Let's take a look at radar. You can see the heaviest stuff rolling through downtown right now. We've also got some pretty good showers up near the Sparta area. But first, let's drill it down into the north. You can see the rain's really starting to fall apart as it moves toward the north. You head out towards the Sandersville area. You got a pretty good storm through there recently. And then again, now moving into the Sparta area. Down on the south side, a pretty good storm rolling through parts of Pulaski County. That's about to cross the Houston County line. So Perry, Warner Robins, here we go again. And then, yes, we saw a lot of rain across the area today. In fact, parts of Baldwin County saw over 2.5 inches of rain. That's what the radar is estimating, and over an inch north of Sandersville and over 2 inches in Jones County. So a relatively cool afternoon. Temperatures only in the 70s, but yes, an active southeastern United States. Temperatures tonight, they're not going to moderate much. Coming up, we'll talk about the overnight forecast, and your commute for tomorrow morning looks soggy across central Georgia. Frank?
Well, we said we needed a little rain, and we're certainly getting that.
I got a lot.
Thank you, Alex. A Bibb County indictment says jail inmate Albert Booz threatened several guards with a taser before killing Officer Christopher Knight. We've been covering this case since April when Booz was charged with stabbing Knight during a fight at the jail. A grand jury this week indicted him on 15 charges. The indictment does not say how Booz got the taser or who he took it from. The Sheriff's Office, the GBI, and the District Attorney's Office all declined to comment on that. The indictment says Booz is a Crips gang member and stabbed Knight to boost his status in the gang. 13 WMAZ reported last week that Booz was one of 9 Bibb County murder suspects granted bond by local judges because they had not been indicted within a deadline set by state law. Booz is currently being held in the Jones County Jail on $250,000 bond.
On the vaccine front, more Georgians are rolling up their sleeves to fight COVID-19. Today, health officials say 4.75 million Georgians are now fully vaccinated against the coronavirus. That's about 45% of residents across the state. In total, over 53% of Georgians have at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. That's over 5.5 million people. And right now, businesses across central Georgia and the U.S. are figuring out how to comply with President Biden's vaccine mandate. Last week, the president said OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, will issue vaccine and testing rules that will apply to all private employers with more than 100 employees. Many business groups are advising their members on how the order could affect them, including the Dublin Chamber of Commerce. Rami Cohen spoke to the chamber, an employer, and a worker about whether or not they're going to get the shot.
I'm here at the Home Instead in Dublin, where approximately 50% of their employees are vaccinated. This company takes care of the elderly, and now they want to take care of the community by making sure 100% of their employees are vaccinated. Deanna Barfield, who works in human resources for Home Instead, says she's all for getting vaccinated.
Of course, we all had our doubts. We were all kind of curious, when it first came out. I believe it does keep our families and our communities safe.
Billy Frost, who owns the company, says they'll ask their employees to get the vaccine.
The employees have to be vaccinated or they will face weekly testing. We've done a little bit of research, listened to some attorney groups talk. We are advised we do not want to do weekly testing.
Heath Taylor, president of the Dublin-Lawrence County Chamber of Commerce, says employers have lots of questions.
One of the biggest questions is the 100 employees. Does that count if they have multiple businesses? Does it count if they have temporary help? Does it count if they don't come in the office? And the short answer to all of that is yes.
Taylor says about 10% of businesses in Dublin-Lawrence County fit into this category, but the ones that do have a huge economic impact.
With our focus, on our seniors and our elderly, it's especially important. To keep them safe as well as the caregivers.
Taylor says it's important for employers to have a plan. This vaccine mandate will be enforced very soon. In Dublin, Rami Cohen, 13 WMAZ News.
And Taylor says this mandate will impact nearly 80 million workers. We have more information on the impacts of the mandate, as well as who is exempt from it, on 13WMAZ.com.
Bibb County School System holding a hiring blitz today. They were looking to fill positions for bus drivers, cafeteria monitors, maintenance workers, and more.
We make sure they have the appropriate training, the appropriate resources and support. We have mentors, anything they will need in order to be successful in their position, and we value our employees, so it's a great place to work.
Yeah, those who came today were able to fill out applications and interview on site. The school system tweeted out they hired 30 people on the spot today, and the event was so successful they'll do it again tomorrow from 9 a.m. until noon. The city of Perry cooking up a restaurant job fair to try and help businesses fill job openings. Now, throughout the year, we've been reporting on labor shortages in businesses across central Georgia, including in the food industry. Today, Kalisha Moore spoke to two owners who plan to take part about their struggles to get staffed up.
The orders are still coming fast, but lining up workers is going slow.
We've been struggling lately trying to find some staff, getting some staffing.
At Schultz's, you may see Eric Schultz doing it all.
On Friday and Saturday nights, you'll often see me or my wife down here scooping ice cream or talking to customers, or mainly being the head dishwasher.
Over at The Perfect Pair, Megan Brent says she's just shy of being fully staffed, and it could change the way she does business.
Because it has changed so much because of COVID. Just things that are a little more profitable, and we are considering next year going to counter service just because of the lack of help.
Both restaurants have a need in common.
We're looking for front-end servers, and we're looking for cooks.
The city of Perry has a plan to get more applicants through the doors. They're hosting a career fair with competitive wages.
You have to be competitive in what you offer, and if you're not competitive or don't have a good working environment, it's going to be harder to find jobs.
And both owners are hoping they find someone who sticks.
Occasionally what happens is you think you found the person and something just happens. They don't show up for the interview, They show up for the interview, you think it went great, and then they don't show up to work.
For Schultz and Brent, they're ready to try their luck. In Perry, Kalisha Moore, 13 WMAZ News.
If you're interested in that job fair, the city of Perry says restaurants will offer wages up to $17 an hour. That job fair is again next Wednesday, that's September 22nd, from 2 to 4 p.m. at the Perry Event Center.
A group of adults from Warner Robins getting ready to head to the Special Olympics competition in the state. How they're preparing, we're going to show you next at 6.
Welcome back. A group of adults at Happy Hour Service Center in Warner Robins are gearing up for the Special Olympics next month. They'll be competing in bocce ball.
Happy Hour's goal is to assist those with disabilities, and Brianna Richardson shares this story that comes straight from the heart.
If you take a look through the fence on Wednesday or Friday mornings, you can catch a glimpse of Happy Hour members getting ready for the Special Olympics.
I like to come to practice. It's fun.
61-year-old Joe P. says his favorite part of practice is
meeting people, meeting my friends.
Come on, Nisha. Shiarki Moore is one of the team coaches. She says they've competed in basketball and volleyball before, but this year is a first for bocce ball.
I hope they gain more stability to know that they're able to, do something different besides playing basketball or volleyball, or actually meeting new friends and being able to travel.
Here you go, Joe. Moore says the sky is the limit.
You gotta get it close to the white ball now. We know you can. Even though they have a challenge of disability, that they're able to still do what normal people would be able to do, so they won't feel like they're in a box and can't, strive outside.
The team says they enjoy practices and spending time outdoors. Joe says it even reminds him of a similar sport.
It's just like bowling. You have to have skill to bowl.
And Joe is always rooting others on through cheers and even fist bumps.
Come on, let's go.
Both Joe P. and Moore say,
I'm just excited. This is my first year actually doing Special O, so I think I'm more excited than the participants are.
I said, yeah, we're going to play volleyball.
That's the spirit, Joe. In Warner Robins, Brianna Richardson, 13W MAZ News.
Wishing the team the best of luck, and if you want to keep up with all the action, the Special Olympics are taking place on October 8th and 9th in Valdosta.
Yeah, it was a battle of David and Goliath last weekend in Alabama. Still to come, Marv takes a look back at Mercer's matchup against the University of Alabama and also tells us what Nick Saban had to say about the Bears.
Welcome back, sports fans. The Mercer Bears entered Bryant-Denny Stadium last Saturday, facing the #1 ranked Alabama Crimson Tide as nearly 9 touchdown underdogs. but the orange and black wouldn't go down without a fight versus the collegiate Goliath, causing a few problems for the defending national champions on the gridiron, according to Alabama's head coach, Nick Saban.
I think Mercer's got a good team. They got a lot of experienced players. They got a system on offense that's really difficult to prepare for because it's not something that you see all the time.
That Mercer offense that went off in week 1 for 69 points against Point University at Five Star Stadium was shut out of the end zone in the first 30 minutes against the SEC juggernaut. However, responded with 2 touchdown passes in the second half, finishing with more than 200 total yards while scoring more points than number 14 ranked Miami did, facing the Tide in week 1. So no moral victories for Mercer, but not a bad showing for an FCS school against the best in the nation.
Kind of their team's dream to play in a game like this, so they're going to play out their dream. And they played hard, and they played really good, and they had a good plan, and their players, competed their tail off in the game, and I got to give their coach and their team a lot of credit for that.
Now, with that being said, there was at no time this game was ever in jeopardy of going the distance. It was lopsided from the start, with a roster full of NFL potentials and 5 stars on the home side versus a gutsy bunch of undersized football players with big hearts for the game who were visiting. But Mercer never backed down. Instead, they bared down in front of 95,300 plus fans and walked away with respect from Big Bad Bama as MU now prepares to focus on the weeks ahead in Southern Conference play.
They play hard, they play with toughness. Their defense really plays well. They run to the ball, they read, run, pass. They're very disciplined in the way they play. I don't know all the teams in their conference, and I don't see them all play, but I would say that this is a pretty good team at their level.
So now at 1-1 on the young season after the 48-14 loss, Mercer first-year head coach Drew Cronick and the Bears enter week 3 with a bye, then start conference play on the road with Furman on September 25th. From Tuscaloosa, Marvin James, 13 WMAZ Sports.
Thank you, Marvin. Certainly seeing a lot of rain across central Georgia at this hour. That rain kept our high temperature, kept the cap on it. 84 degrees is all we got today. How high are we going to go tomorrow? Answers are coming up.
What happens when you ask for rain, you get it. A lot in a very short period of time.
Well, you didn't say how much you wanted.
This is true. We need to be more specific next time.
Obviously.
Yeah, and we got a lot more to go through the weekend. We got some models saying 2 to 4 inches of rain will be possible across central Georgia. Thanks in part to Tropical Depression Nicholas. It's slowly weakening over Louisiana, but all of its moisture, it's here in central Georgia. 73 degrees, the current number in Houston County. It's a live view from Houston Medical Center there on Watson Boulevard. Yeah, you'd think this is an overnight low map, but no, this is current temperatures as of 6:24. 72 degrees in Gordon, as well as in Macon and in Forsyth. 70 already in Thomaston, still hanging on to 81 down there in Vidalia. So an active radar this afternoon. Not seeing a whole lot in the way of thunderstorms. Saw a few earlier today. Rather, these are just heavier showers. So right along the Twiggs, Houston County line there, looking at a heavier shower. Also, as you get up towards Jones County. Saw a band of heavy rain move through Sparta just moments ago, and we're left with moderate rainfall across a lot of central Georgia. So here is Tropical Depression Nicholas. It's centered somewhere in Louisiana and Mississippi now, but all of its moisture you can see pushed over us. We kind of had dual sources of moisture today from Nicholas and then also from a high on the Atlantic coast. That means we had Gulf moisture and Atlantic moisture all here at the same time this afternoon. So let's go through the evening tonight. Showers going to remain possible. This is an update from when you last saw the model as we head through the evening hours tonight. Then once we head into the overnight hours, some light rain across central Georgia. That could stick around for your morning commute tomorrow. Yes, there's some yellows and oranges along 75, so be sure to check in with Courtney in the morning before you head out the door. Then as you head through the afternoon hours, again, some isolated showers through the area, and our temperatures, they're not going to warm all that much, only into the middle 70s. Then once we get into Friday, some scattered showers to start, but Friday afternoon should bring some sunshine with it, with some scattered showers. So the sun will return on Friday. Frank, hopefully you'll have some sun for Football Friday night. But you can see the Euro model is not completely on board with that, so kind of written in pencil. So don't clap just yet, Frank. We'll see how things go. And then Saturday afternoon, you can see The general trend is the European is a lot wetter for us than the GFS, but by the time we get to Monday, they're both showing rain over us. So we got some fine tuning to do in the forecast as we head into the weekend and into the start of next week. Now, how much rain are we talking about? We could easily top 2 to 4 inches of rain. That's if we see a lot of it over the weekend. I think generally speaking, this is on the upper end of what we could see, but still, it's a possibility here across central Georgia. Also watching the tropics, a 70% chance of development off the Florida coast. It looks like this thing's going to go out into the Atlantic, though. We're going to keep an eye on this one. A 90% chance of development with this wave rolling off the African coast. So rain chances here for central Georgia, 70% chance of rain for your Thursday, 40% for Friday and Saturday. That's up to 60% for Sunday and down to 40% for Monday. 65 degrees the overnight low tonight. Rain continues, cool but humid. Day tomorrow, yes, no 80s. We're only talking about high temperatures in the middle to upper 70s. But there's some 80s as we head closer to the first day of fall. 84 degrees, the high temperature on Saturday. Again, a 40% chance of rain on Saturday, 60% on Sunday.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
You can always get your latest news and weather updates on the 13 WMAC mobile app.
The evening news is up next. Have a safe night, everyone.